believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. Oh, good people, please get ready. Oh, good people, please get ready. Oh, good people, please get ready, for the time is drawing near. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders, for the time is drawing near. We'll turn around and just start over. We'll turn around and just start over. We'll turn around and just start over, for the time is drawing near. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. One more time, let's do it. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. For the time is drawing near. For the time is drawing near.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Silver Spring. My name is Kelly Klein. I am this morning's worship associate, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. From many cultures and sexualities, genders, and beliefs, we come together into one congregation. If you're visiting with us today, we're very glad you're here. Our welcoming captains, Mary Beth Lerner and Pat Scheid, are in the back and will be happy to connect with you. There is much to fear in our world today, but fear doesn't need to shape our living. Today's service is about what it can mean to live with love and hope for what's possible at the center rather than fear. In just a moment, we'll be invited to greet our neighbors. I invite those on Zoom to say hello in the chat and those here in person to meet each other in the sanctuary. Please head back to your seat and stay standing when the music starts for our opening hymn.
How can I keep from singing? What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing when tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near? How can I keep from singing to prison cell and dungeon vile? Our thoughts to them are winging, when friends by shame are undefiled. How can I keep from singing?
We light our chalice this morning with words by Reverend Gretchen Haley. Give up the fight for some other moment, some other life than here and now. Give up the longing for some other world, the wishing for other choices to make, other songs to sing, other bodies, other ages, other countries, other stakes. Purge the past. Forgive the future, for each come too soon. Surrender only to this life, this day, this hour, not because it does not constantly break your heart, but because it also beckons with beauty, startles with delight, if only we keep waking up. This is the gift we have been given, these body clothes, this heartbreak, this pulse, this breath, this light, these friends, this hope. Here we remember ourselves, all a part of it all, giving thanks together. Come, let us worship together. All right, so I have a story for you all this morning by Christopher Buse. I'd like to invite any young people, any kids, anyone who is a kid at heart who wants to come join me up front to do so. I think I've told this story here before, but it's been a long time. And if you don't want to come up here, that's fine too. I won't take it personally. I don't stink, but all right. Here we go. I'm going to sit down. Hi. Okay, awesome. Okay, so once upon a time, there were two frogs. And the two frogs were hopping along when they accidentally hopped into a big churn of cream. I don't know if they just weren't paying attention or what happened. Anyway, they hopped into this big churn of cream. And the sides of the churn were so slippery with the cream that they were not able to climb out of it. And after a really long time, one frog said to the other, "There's no hope. We are doomed to drown in all of this cream." And the older frog said, "Don't lose hope. Life is a circle. There are bad times and there are good times, and one must endure the winter to see the spring." And the young frog was not so sure about that, and he said, "You're wrong. We're going to die." Little dramatic, that frog. And the older frog said, "We must keep hope alive, for if hope dies, we too will die. But if we keep hope alive, we will live to see another sunrise." But the younger frog was already starting to lose hope, and he began to sink down into the cream. "Keep hope alive," the other frog said. And then the younger one started repeating that phrase, slowly at first. "Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. And the more the two of them repeated the words, the stronger they felt. And the more strength they had, the better they were able to keep swimming in circles. Now, does anyone know what happens to cream when you use something to make circles in it? Anyone? Do you know how to make whipped cream? Anyone know how to make whipped cream? Yeah, okay. So as they swam and they swam around and around in circles, an amazing thing happened. They realized they were not sinking anymore. The cream, it had actually turned to butter. And the two frogs were able to hop off the butter and out of the churn, and they landed on the ground just in time to see that beautiful sunrise. And the older frog said to the younger one, "Remember, life is a circle. Despair may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning." And the two frogs hopped away into the woods. And that's the end of our wisdom story today. Thanks for joining me up here. You can go back to your seats.
I have loved and I have lost. Broken rivers I have crossed. I have made it through the flames, and like a diamond I've been shaped, and I wouldn't change a thing. I wanna love deeper, I wanna love harder, so love like you've never been hurt, 'cause love can change the world. Now let's go higher, together we're stronger, so love like you've never been hurt, 'cause love can change the world. I've seen the first become the last, heroes rising out of ash. Ooh. And after everywhere I've been, I know the journey is the wind, and I wouldn't change a thing. I wanna love deeper, I wanna love harder, so love like you've never been hurt, 'cause love can change the world. Now let's go higher, together we're stronger, so love like you've never been hurt, 'cause love can change the world. 'Cause when we go deep, that's when it gets real. I win and feel real love, I wanna feel real love. I want the woman you see to be the person I am. I wanna feel real love, I wanna feel real love. Now I can go deeper, I wanna love harder, so love like you've never been hurt, 'cause love can change the world. Now let's go higher, together we're stronger, so love like you've never been hurt, 'cause love can change the world. I've loved and I have lost. Broken broken rivers I have crossed. I have made it through the flames, and like a diamond I've been shaped, and I wouldn't do it all again. Thank you.
Now is the time for us as a community to lift up our joys and sorrows, our own and those of the world around us. Don't forget to make a note of the people whose joys and sorrows touch your heart so you can reach out to them this week. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, you can either type it into the chat on Zoom or come up in this aisle and share it right here in the microphone. We ask that you start by saying your name and talking closely into the mic. It's a great idea so we can hear everyone. And after each person has shared, we will all say together, "In every joy and sorrow, we are held in love beyond belief." I invite you now into a time of quiet for personal meditation, centering, and prayer, while we also cherish the sounds of babies and toddlers among us, the sounds of new life in our midst. If you have suffered a deep loss in the last year, or if this time of year marks the anniversary of a significant loss in your life, I invite you to stand or raise your hand during the silence to honor your grief. Now, as we hold the quiet together, may it hold us, each and all.
Spirit of life, fount of loving kindness, we give thanks for the many joys shared this morning. We hold close all those who shared sorrows, and we extend our concern and compassion to those people and matters beyond our congregation. We hold ourselves, our worries and fears, our sorrows and pains in our hearts. When we miss the mark, when we aren't our best selves, when we carry resentment and anger, may we remember the power of saying sorry, making amends, and forgiving others. We hold tenderly all those everywhere who are suffering, whether in mind, body, or spirit. For all who are bearing the weight of illness, cruelty, violence, and oppression, we pray for relief, for healing and comfort, and most of all, for justice. The evils in our world are real. They are scary, and they are doing incredible harm to humanity and the web of life on our planet. But they don't undo the very real beauty and goodness, joy and mercy that still do abide. So this morning we give thanks alongside our lamenting. We give thanks for this new morning, for the promise each new day brings, and for the support of friends and loved ones, both among and beyond those gathered here and now. We give thanks for the last days of summer, for daylight that still stretches into evening, for county fairs and garden fruits and final trips to the pool and sea. In this life in which so little is ever really certain, we give thanks for the ties that bind us, each to all, for ancestors who worked and sacrificed so things would be better for us, and for the power to shape this congregation and our wider communities for those who will come after us. These and all things we pray for love's sake. And the congregation said, Amen.
Courage, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Courage, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Courage, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Courage, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Courage, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home.
Children of all ages are always welcome here in the sanctuary, but most Sundays, kids are invited to learn together with others their age. So if you are an RE teacher or a kid ages 5 and up and you'd like to go do activities with other kids now, please head on out. The learning and growing that our children do is an expansion of our worship here. So in this circle, let's sing May I Be Empty as they carry the flame with them out to their classrooms.
May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive.
This morning's reading is My Heart is Moved by Adrienne Rich. My heart is moved by all I cannot save. So much has been destroyed. I have to cast my lot with those who, age after age, perversely, with no extraordinary power, reconstitute the world.
Good morning. It's so good to be back. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see so many of you on a rainy summer Sunday. All right. So, most of us have no trouble naming the things that we fear the most. And I bet when I said that, some of you just had your biggest fear pop right into your head, didn't you? So one of my biggest fears is relatively common. About 15% of Americans share this fear with me. Somehow that doesn't actually make it easier for me to live with, but there we are. And as some of you may have heard me talk about before, I'm afraid of the dentist. Unlike fears that have no obvious source, mine comes from some dental surgery that I had as a teenager. They did not numb me up enough when they did the procedure, so now every time I even walk into the dentist's office, I begin to sweat, my heart beats more quickly. It's not pretty. Fear, like that, like any fear we have, I think is a universal part of being human. At its root, fear is just the awareness of danger. So, in a sense, it's a good thing that we can feel afraid. In our evolution as a species, fear helped us to survive and to thrive. Fear is necessary and inevitable. But it sure seems like there's a lot to feel afraid of right now. Drought, cyclospora. I never thought I would crave salad as much as I am right now. I don't know about you. The surveillance state. We fear for our livelihoods, for enough money to keep paying our bills as costs just keep going up and up and up. We fear for what's left of our democracy, for what kind of world our children and their children will inherit from us. These are dangers that threaten everyone. But as we know, some people are targeted much more aggressively than others. Some fear being harmed by a loved one's violence. Others are afraid of being brutalized because of their gender, their immigration status, their race. So many parents send their children out in the morning, afraid they might not make it home for dinner. So many of our neighbors are afraid of being deported or detained, never to be heard from again. 19th century Unitarian minister William Silsby once preached that fear is one of those forces which tend most powerfully to destroy freedom. It may be fear of punishment, fear of censure, fear of ridicule, fear of poverty, fear of social exclusion, or what else? Fear is a powerful emotion, one that can come to shape the decisions we make, the dreams we have, the things that we allow ourselves to imagine. And I think this is why overcoming fear or finding release from it is so often framed in religious terms. Buddhist teaching points to fear as the source of ego, probably because of how often our fears are about the future, about things that haven't happened yet, things that might not even ever actually happen at all. In the Buddhist tradition, practicing staying present in the here and the now offers a way to find release from that kind of fear. In the Hebrew Bible and Christian scriptures, there are dozens of stories about prophets urging their people to fear God. But alongside of those stories are many others in which angels appear and tell people not to be afraid, even though God's about to come turn the world upside down. Now, since most of us don't have angels who come comfort us when we feel afraid, and because fear is so hardwired into us as human beings, I don't think it's worth it to try and avoid feeling fear altogether. I think the real challenge is to learn how to live and act alongside of our fears. As Nelson Mandela is famous for saying, courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man or person is not the one who does not feel afraid, but the one who conquers that fear. In other words, courage is feeling afraid and moving forward anyway. We talk a lot here at UUCSS about courage and bravery. Courage to do the right thing even when it's hard, even when others might not support the decision. Courage to be ourselves in a world that may not affirm who we are or who we love. I think about the friends and colleagues I know who've been arrested for the crime of leaving water for asylum seekers to find on their journeys across the border. I think about the residents of Minneapolis who risked their lives and safety to care for their neighbors during the ICE occupation of their city. And whether we choose courage or have to somehow muster it up to face the day, it is our fears of confrontation, fears of being made sick, fears of arrest and imprisonment, bodily harm and death, that are being manipulated by those in power whose interests run against our values. I want to be clear about that. They're manipulating that fear. But if we don't keep swimming, my friends, we will most definitely drown. It is only in facing the fear, acting out of a sense of what's possible, rather than what we are afraid might happen, that makes it possible at all to change the rules and retake power from those who would use it to control us. This is what Silsby meant, I think, when he said that fear destroys freedom. James Luther Adams was another Unitarian minister, though he lived 100 years after Silsby. Adams witnessed the rise of Nazism while studying in Germany, and his theology was profoundly shaped by his experiences there. Here's some of what he had to say about courage and living out of faith instead of fear. In Nazi Germany, I soon came to the question, what is it in my preaching and my political action that would stop this? Maybe it was an extreme judgment of myself, but I said to myself, if you have to describe me, you'd say, I'm not really involved, for example, in combating anti-Semitism as it is in the United States. It is a liberal attitude to say that we keep ourselves informed and read the best papers on these matters and perhaps join a voluntary association now and then, but to be involved with other people so that it costs and so that one exposes the evils of society requires something like conversion, something more than an attitude. It requires a sense that there's something wrong and I must be different from the way I have been. I think it's important, now more than ever, to seek after that kind of conversion, that more than an attitude, to help us live with integrity in this increasingly scary world. It's important now more than ever to ground ourselves in who we are, not only as individuals, but as members in community. People with many relationships and sources of support and comfort, strength and purpose. I imagine few of us will ever rid ourselves of our greatest fears. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get to the point that I don't feel scared when I go to the dentist, yes, even for a cleaning. And I don't expect any of us will stand up to bullies or confront injustice or engage in civil disobedience without some measure of legitimate fear. But I hope and I pray that we can learn to lean on one another for strength and support. I hope and I pray that we can practice relying on one another for help and encouragement in acting out of our sense of what is possible, out of our shared faith in a world that is different from the one we now inhabit, a world that will require us to be different from the ways we have been in order to bring it about. I hope and I pray that we who have no extraordinary power will act not out of fear, but out of faith as we work to reconstitute this world. Early 20th century merchant and philanthropist John Shedd once wrote, "A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for." What are the ships in our lives? What are we holding back out of fear? What blessings or resources can we bring to bear in the service of our values, in the service of our deepest purpose? May we all find the courage we need to embark on the fullness of life's journey, to live with our inevitable fears, but not be defined by them, and to act out of our faith in what is possible. Because it's only striving in faith with love towards the horizon of possibility that our hopes and dreams will become reality. Amen.
I invite you now into our weekly practice of generosity. Everything this congregation is and does is possible because we choose to share our gifts here, including our financial gifts. As you can see on the screen, there are many ways you can make your gift to UUCSS today. However you choose to give, I hope you will join me in giving generously. And as we practice generosity together and keep the dream of a better world alive, may our hearts, our compassion, our hope, and our faith widen and grow. Now, please join me in dedicating all of the gifts to the mission of this congregation: to create joyful spiritual community where we connect deeply, serve, and mobilize for our collective liberation. Sunday support volunteers will now pass out the plates as the offering is given and received.
Close your eyes and clone yourself. Build yourself an army to defend your innocence while you do everything wrong. Don't be scared to walk alone. Don't be scared to like it. There's no time that you must be home, so sleep where darkness falls. Alive in the age of worry, smile in the age of worry. Go wild in the age of worry and say, worry, why should I care? I'm here. So dream your dreams, but don't pretend. Make friends with what you are. Give your heart and change your mind. You're allowed to do it, 'cause God knows it's been done to you, and somehow you got through it. Live in the age of worry, smile in the age of worry, go wild in the age of worry, and say, worry, why should I care? Rage in the age of worry, act your rage in the age of worry, and say, worry, get out of here. Gotta get out of here.
Good morning, everybody. We are about to start back on this church year, and I want some really strong singing for this closing hymn because the whole text was written based on the words of Congressman John Lewis. And I feel like this is a person who chose love over fear time and time again, and so we're not going to sing it alone. But since it's new to you all, I just want to give a little introduction to it. We sing a little verse, and then there is a part that you respond with every time, and it sounds like this. Let love be your guide. Can you try it? Let love be your guide. Then we sing some more stuff, and then you echo, let love be your guide. So the first time is, let love be your guide. Try it. Let love be your guide. And the second time is, let love be your guide. Here we go. Let love be your guide. The chorus sounds like this. I'm not going to belabor it, but I really want you to sing. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. Be your guide when you're unsure. This is new. The winds of change are on your side. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. Got it? Let love be your guide. All right, we'll see you at the end. Don't be shy. There's something I must tell you now. Let love be your guide. The longing of the human heart knows how to let love be your guide. I stood among you and I knew. Let love be your guide. It was clear what you were here to do. Let love be your guide. Be be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. Good.
History tells us this is not new.
Let love be your guide.
Yesterday's lessons still hold true.
Let love be your guide.
The nightmare, it was deep and long.
Let love be your guide.
Now the wind is troubled with the sweetest song.
Let love be your guide. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide.
It may not be with you when the day's done,
Let love be your guide.
but I know you'll be marching to the pieces won.
Let love be your guide. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. One more time. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. Okay, you still got it. You still got it.
Won't you please join me in the words of chalice extinguishing? Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. And now, as Frederick Gillis used to say, may the love that overcomes all differences, that heals all wounds, that puts to flight all fears, that reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us, now and always. Our worship is over, and now our service begins. Amen.
Is that me who's floating away, lifted up by a cloud, by a kiss? Never felt nothing like this.
Is that me? I don't recognize. Love's the one thing I knew all about. I had it all figured out.
But what about trust?
What about trust?
What about tenderness?
Tenderness. What about tears when I'm happy? What about weeks when I fall? I want you to be a story for me that I can believe in forever.
So what about
love? Will you be my light in the storm?
my whole spirit rise. And what about hope?
What about hope?
What about joy?
What about joy?
What about tears when I'm happy? What about wings when I fall? I want you to be a story for me that I can believe